Hey, we finished the week on a green note. We are happy about that. Hey, fellow traders, Black Coffee Trader. It's Friday, last day of August, August the 29th, or the last trading day of August, I should say. And yes, we finished with a green day. Happy about that. I had one bad trade today, one trade today that I'm a little bit disappointed in. Otherwise, we could have had an even better week. But, oops, you're actually looking at my eval charts, and I didn't mean to bring that up. We want to look at the PA charts. So anyway, not a big day, basically up about 300, around 30 to 40 bucks per account. Two winners, two losers. Let's just look at TradeZella. I think that makes the most. No. So this morning, if you watch my daily trade plan, I did one of those videos this morning. I entered a Russell trade, and this was off of the big picture that I had earlier yesterday. So I was looking at this area. Let me just go here, and I was looking at this high. And yesterday we got a test of that. I took a couple of long trades here, ended up with a small loss. And then I was looking today, this morning, as this was retesting this level, I was looking to take this long, and that's exactly what I did here. So and my idea was that if we're going to continue to hold this area, take the long off of it for a bigger move to the upside. And I entered that trade at like 7 o'clock this morning off of this move. And at news, we got the big flush up. I got my first profit target hit here, and I was going to add, but I didn't really want to add at the news. And in hindsight, what I really should have done, let me just zoom in here a little bit. What I really should have done is instead, after the news happened, I was thinking I better wait until we get a break and retest above this area. Once we get a move up, we break it, we retest it, then I'll add as a safety. That was like, I want to get confirmation that this is a stronger move before I add. So what I should have done is when we saw this little pullback off of VWAP, this is where I should have taken my add in. I could have then had a profit target here and also had a profit target here at the previous high of day. And so that was the mistake of the add-in management. But as the case was, I did get out here. Well, I added. I think I added here. Oh yeah, right here. Duh. Here's the add-in. I added to the trade here after we had broken higher and retested the level at the open. I then added here and then took this contract off right here at the high, and then obviously this thing flushed down, and I had my stop sitting right below VWAP to protect. So once I added in, my stop had to move from down here up to here to protect my risk so that I could get out with a break-even trade. And as this thing came down, I was like, man, am I going to have to take this for a break-even loss after I'd secured a $20 target there and a $57 target here? Am I going to give that back and get out break even? But we did push back higher, and when we did, I decided to move my stop up to right below this level. I was like, hey, if this thing wants to fall apart, I want to get out of here and at least save this trade and take a win, and I did. So basically, I took a $20 loss on the add-in, which basically washes this trade, and so I ended up with basically a $57 trade as a whole. So a little bit of mismanagement. I think if I would have added in here initially and had a profit target here and here, I could have gotten out of there with 3 targets hit and probably $100 or so on that trade, even if I would have got stopped out. So that was my mismanagement there. But obviously this market did end up just completely falling apart. We had a bigger sell-off today, and then on the Russell, we just basically went sideways. So that was that. Let's dive into TradeZella for the rest of the trades. I think we'll go there first. So here's today, 293, 50% win rate. Average win to loss is still good, 135. Average win was 63. Average loser was 47. Let's look at the rest of the information. So last week I started really focusing on this goal of winning the week, and we did win the week last week. We had a 128 profit. We basically broke even this week. We lost basically $7, $6.71. So had a couple red days Monday and Tuesday. Monday really was the major one. Tuesday was a break-even day, and then the last 3 days here we've had green days. Obviously today we were just shy. I needed a few more dollars, we would have won the week. So for the 2-week time period here, we have definitely we are in the green, or basically break even, but we're looking at the green. So we basically made about $120 in the last 2 weeks. That is a lot better than losing money. And again, smaller position size is helping me in my trading. So I'm going to work on doing more of that and just trying to become better and win these weeks. If you win the weeks, that's what matters. And I can really withstand a very small loss like this week. So let's look at the trades themselves for today. So we talked through the Russell trade, and I then took 2 losses that the first one here I was completely happy with. Good trade. What was my note? Break and retest of prior day low, failed, was a good setup. And here you can see this is on the Dow Jones. We had the move down, we retested. Let me just go to the drawing tool here. We had the flush to the downside. We retested this area, wicked and pushed lower, and on the next candle low, or on this candle low, is where I took the entry, and we just started to fall apart. So very patient. I was patient on this entry, waited for the full retest, got the push down, and ultimately this trade just failed. And this is completely okay. I'm totally okay with taking this loss. The good setup, it was just one of those trades that didn't work. The one that I don't like, the trade that I'm very disappointed in, is I didn't accept that loss, and I think I may have even put it down here. Yeah. Re-entry of the prior day low, break and retest didn't work in hindsight. So this was the re-entry of that prior day low, break and retest. It didn't work. In hindsight, this was a bad trade. I didn't accept the previous loss and re-entered this trade. Bad idea. So as you can see, let me just, no, I can't zoom in here, but basically there was the move down. This is again on the Dow. My previous trade got stopped out right there. And when we pushed back up to the overnight low and came back down, I re-entered this position, and this really just ended up failing. This was a very, very bad. I should have accepted this. We had kind of a little mini double bottom here. We were just kind of stagnant here, not allowing this thing to continue to fall. And that should have been a warning sign when I got stopped out that, hey, the market's saying this is not a good move, so stay away. And then I stupidly went back in and ended up with a $50 loss, $53 loss on this trade. So not very happy about that. That was not one of my finer moments. And had I avoided that, we would have had a definite winning week, because we would have gained another $50 per account. So that's 9 times 5, $450 today. And then the last trade was probably the best one of the day. This was just a really, really good trade. This was on the ES. Had a break and retest of 64.77. Nice setup, patient entry, good trade. I was patient with this. You can see this was building. We had the rejection. I waited for the next candle to turn red, entered that to the downside, and this trade developed. So let's just go to the main charts and we can take a look at that. But as a whole, yeah, good day, good couple of days here. Pretty happy with that. So let me go to the Dow Jones, and we'll revisit those 2 trades. So you can see here, this was the first entry. Where's the first entry? Right here. That's the first entry, first stop out. And that should have been my signal. Hey, this is not working. I re-entered the trade here, got stopped out here. So took a $37 loss and a $53 loss. That was a problem. And obviously the rest of this, it just started to grind. And we really just did a slow grind higher at this after that. So that was a mistake. And then the best trade of the day really was this ES trade. Very, very nice setup, very nice trade. Again, let's just zoom this in so we can look at it in a little bit more detail. You can see how we had, the big flush to the downside. We had the slow move, pushing higher, pushing higher. We retest that area almost perfectly on this wick, waited for this next candle to turn red, took the entry short, stop loss right here, profit target here, profit target right here at these lows, and just got a nice little move down. Great trade, really, really good trade. I need to do more of that. And again, this goes back to this smaller position size. If I have taken bigger positions on the Dow Jones, I would have probably been done for the day. But as the case was, I was only down a few bucks. I want to say I was down 30 or 40 bucks per account. And so I was completely okay with taking another trade and seeing if I could get a win, especially with as nice a setup as this was. I mean, it's just a textbook break, retest, short. That's absolutely what we're looking for. So really happy with the setup, with the trade there. And really that ended up being just kind of the rest of the day here has just been a sideways move, and the day's over. I mean, it's 2 o'clock or almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the day's pretty much over. So anyway, but that's a wrap. That's today. Again, happy with the day. Really happy with just the execution. Last couple of weeks have been a little bit difficult, but we've executed fairly well, and happy about that. Looking at the account by account basis, so we can see that earlier this week we had a couple red days there, and then we've followed it up with 3 smaller green days. And on the accounts themselves, the net, let's see if I can zoom in here a little bit better. So we can see this. So on the Tradeify accounts, we basically are down, Tradeify accounts, we are basically down 22 bucks an account, 23 bucks per account. And on the Apex accounts, we made about $20 per account. And on the Take Profit account, we made 46 this week. So we ended up with a wash for the week, so to speak, but made a little bit of money. And really the difference for the difference in the dollar amounts is because of commissions. Tradeify has a higher commission, especially on micros, so that hurts a little bit more, and Take Profit has probably the best commission, the lowest commission on micros, which really helps out. So good week, and we'll try to be back at it next week, and hopefully we can put together another solid week. So I think we'll leave it at that. That's a wrap for today. Don't forget that we have the that Take Profit sale. As you see, the banner here is still going on, 40% off no activation fees. And don't forget about the Apex sale. That is the best Apex sale that they have ever ran, the 90% off, which ends on Tuesday, September 2nd. And then $85 PA fee, activation fees, lifetime activation fees, so 85 bucks. And on the 250 or the 300K account, the activation fee is only $37, which is a really, really, really cheap activation price. So even the $85 is a really good deal. So don't forget about that. And just I want to say thank you. Thanks for using code BCT, which gets you the best deal with Take Profit Trader, Apex, TradeZella, also QuantGuard, and then Affordable Indicators is running a 40 to 70% off sale this weekend. So take advantage of that. There's a link in the description below for that as well. So as always, appreciate you guys. Thanks for following along. Hope you guys had a good day, a good week. Enjoy the Labor Day weekend. Have some fun with family and friends or whatever the case may be. And we'll be back at it on Tuesday. And hopefully we can put together a solid week. So again, appreciate you all. Have a great weekend. Until next time, take care. And so long.